Hey guys, welcome to another radio related video, and I want to show you a little something that I bought on eBay for $25. It's also available on dealextreme.com, and it's called EasyCap DVB-T FM DAB. It's this little dongle here. It's a USB dongle, and it's basically was made to receive TV, and that's all it was made to do. But someone found how to hack the device with a piece of software and make it tune different frequencies. So this is basically almost like a scanner. It's what we call an SDR, a software defined radio. Now keep in mind that the radio portion of this device is $25, $30. I've seen it as low as $20 and as high as about $50, and there are a few versions of this device. So keep in mind that it's a cheap radio, but with the computer hardware. So how this thing works? Well, you install this dongle on your Windows machine, and I've installed it on Windows 8. Works well. Works well on Windows XP, works well on Windows 7, Vista 8, and also on Macs. So if you got a Mac, no problem, works well. The complicated part of this dongle is the installation. It's not very easy to install. It took me about an hour to really understand what I needed to do, and you have to replace the Windows driver with some other type of driver and download SDR Sharp, which is a program that's made for tuning this dongle. So basically you plug this in to your USB port of your computer. It comes with this little antenna that you see here with a magnetic base, very small antenna, and the other end is the plug for the antenna itself. So you just plug in everything in here, and basically you simply, I'll show you here, I don't know if you see well, I'll plug this into my computer's USB port right here. And once that is done and that it's installed, and that's of course the little portion that's a little complicated, you will actually have a program that's called SDR Sharp. I'll click on this, and SDR Sharp is this little piece of software here. I'll lower the lighting here so that you don't see only light. And basically at the top you see the little frequency portion. I'll show you right here. So you see the frequencies there. What you also see on the left side is the radio. So my radio device is right here, RTL, SDR, USB. And you just press play, and you can hear that it's hissing, showing me that some type of reception is possible. And it's cool because it gives you a waterfall, a little bit like when you see me tracking satellites. I'll go a little back. An example that I can use is, for example, I'll put it in wide FM on the left side panel, and then I'll just tune a FM station here. So let's go down. There we go. So this, you hear so this is for example our first channel of Radio Canada on FM 95.1 tune. So you see the waterfall showing me the signal. You see the waterfall telling me signals are available. So it's quite interesting because you see what's on each side. If I, for example, want to tune the weather, NOAA weather, for example, on 162.55 for Montreal. And here we go, and signal is not very strong, so you don't really hear it much. The other day it was working. Depends on the antenna position. The antenna is not very big, So one of the problems, oh, it needs an arrow FM. Here we go. So the antenna is not really big, so that's one of the first things that you notice is that you'll sometimes have problems listening to some stations. It doesn't have, it's not really sensitive very much, so it's a little difficult in tuning some signals. But it does work. It does do a job that it's made for. I've really, for example, if I put it on my local police frequencies, you see that the SDR is here. You see these little spikes showing that transmissions are happening on different frequencies. So what you do is you go and try to tune the frequency. So this is local police. There's a lot of hiss and noise. That's one of the drawbacks, I would say, of this device, but it does work. So you just tune around when there's spikes showing up, and it tells you that signals are present. So it's basically a very cheap scanner. I mean, for 25 bucks you can tune around, and I would imagine that with a better antenna you probably will have an improved reception of different signals. So it's pretty nice for the price. You got to put it in perspective. The range of this radio is about from 25 megahertz up to about 1.5 gigahertz, and it depends on the software version and the hardware in the dongle, but it's kind of interesting, so I thought I'd show you a little bit how it works. So basically what you need to do is plug it in, and Windows has some drivers. If you don't have a driver, some are available on the website of the company that makes your this little SDR. Once the drivers are installed properly, well, then you have to download the latest version of SDR Sharp. Make sure that you choose the RTL SDR by USB. And once that is done, the only other thing you have to do is just type in frequency. So here I can either click to make the frequency, or I can position my little arrow here and type in the frequency I want to listen to. So if I want to listen to, for example, 88.5, which is our first, oops, I want to go here, so put it here, so 885, enter, and put it in wide FM.
It is different from a slag, or
and you'll be listening to
it's different from
CBC Radio 1, which is our Canadian Broadcasting Corporation station.
I don't know, Yummy Mummy almost sounds cute to me. It's again, Yummy Mummy is like,
sounds cute to some people.
I thank you both.
So with strong signals, it's pretty good. What's interesting is it can tune signals in AM, LSB, USB, wide FM, narrow FM, and CW. So it's pretty interesting for tuning around. It's not, like I said, it doesn't go into shortwave bands, so you can't really tune. Yes, it does tune down. If I go, for example, to 6 megahertz, it does tune 6, but it's not really made for going there. You're not going to listen to anything at that frequency. For the shortwave band, it's just not made to go as low as that. By entering frequencies, I noticed that it goes down to about 25 megahertz. And so all you have to do is go around and tune around. It's a little bit like a scanner. The piece of software, which is SDR Sharp, is nice. It could be a little more complete, I think, but it is okay. you've got many settings on the left side to go through the radio itself. So depending on what you want to do, you can record audio from the dongle directly, and so there's a digital noise reduction system. I'll play around with that. I'll actually try different antennas also, because I think that's one of the things that's probably going to help a lot on this dongle, to have a slightly better antenna than this very tiny antenna that's supplied. So I'll probably make another video showing you with a better antenna how reception is. So pretty cool little device, and here we'll stop and I'll show you again. It's a simple little device, 25-30 bucks. So if you want to have a cheap scanner and want to play around with your radio and have what's called a software defined radio, get yourself this little device, EasyCap DVB-T FM DAB dongle. It's available on dealextreme.com. It's available on eBay, and I've seen a few other sources where they sell it on the web if you search for this dongle. And basically anywhere from about $20 to $35, $40 will give you something to play with. Not a first-class device, but something interesting to play with. So hope you enjoyed this video, and 73.